but on the roads, the world record. Fascinating stuff, okay? So ultra running, I realize what I'm wading into here by giving my opinions is sticky. It can be, I'm opening a can and I'm not afraid to do so. Let's go. Let's go, everybody, into the studio. Taking a little bit of a riffing kind of day on the vlog. What do I mean by riffing? I'm not a guitar player, but isn't riffing when you're just playing chords, just kind of hanging out? That's what we're doing today in the studio, just hanging out, talking about a topic, okay? Taking a little bit of an easier filming day. It's been busy. It's busy with packing the house up, training, and getting the matrix done yesterday. In case you missed it, the running shoe matrix, upper right-hand corner. So, ultra running. Oh man, what a topic. All right, and I know I'm opening up a little bit of a can here, but I'm not afraid to open up a can. But first, we got to lay some ground rules here, okay? The GOAT and Mount Rushmore. What do I mean? Here we go. First of all, in the United States, and I'll be curious to read your comments down below. Probably not. Maybe in the UK, Australia, because English speaking, but here in the US, we often say for the GOAT of basketball, the GOAT of hockey. The GOAT is an acronym for the greatest of all time, meaning the best athlete, the one athlete in that sport ever, okay? And then another way to play it is Mount Rushmore. So as you know, it's a monument here in the United States. I think in South Dakota, in the Black Hills. I've actually never been there. But there's 4 presidents up there. And so who are the top? So another way to approach this topic of the best athletes in the United States of all time is who is on your Mount Rushmore. Maybe that's not the question of the day, but if you want to dive into that topic, go for it down below. Who is on your Mount Rushmore for the 4 major sports here in the U.S.? So it'd be basketball, football, American football, hockey, and baseball, okay? Should I go? I'll go there. I'm not afraid to brew up some controversy. Here we go. Basketball, of course. Come on. Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, I guess is Canadian, or was born in Canada, right? And then, I hate to say this, but Tom Brady. I mean, come on, it's hard to deny it at this point. And then Babe Ruth, okay, the Sultan of SWAT, the Great Bambino. Again, that's a little controversial at this point as well, but I'll go there for my Mount Rushmore. Now, ultra running. Here we go. Ultra running. How do you define ultra running? Ultra running, is it any running distance over the marathon distance, 26.2 miles or 42 kilometers? Is that how you define any ultra running event or race? Okay? But what's exciting about ultra running, and you might not know this, in the ultra running world, traditionally, the races start at the 50 kilometer distance, aka 31 miles, okay? But ultra running is so exciting because you have so many different genres or niches within the ultra running world, whether it's distance, whether it's timed events, whether it's the different surfaces you can run on, whether it's the elevation gain. It goes on and on and on and on. Like, you can create, whether it's the kind of, I would say, the newer emergence of backyard ultras, literally, where somebody has a big backyard where you could run maybe a mile or half a mile through the woods, and you just do loops, and you do loops, and you do loops. And it's basically the last man or woman standing. On that note, ladies, we're going to do this for you as well. Hopefully next week, the GOAT, the GOAT of ladies ultra running, women ultra running of all time, the greatest of all time, next week. Today, we're going to focus on the men. And of course, the reason this topic emerged is because of what François of France did this past weekend in Silverton, Colorado at the Hard Rock 100, which I was unable to go watch. Closing the house, signing the papers, finishing up the inspection. It just got too crazy. But I obviously am sad I wasn't there because, yes, François crushed it. And he set a new record, course record, beating Kilian almost by 2 hours. So I was just starting to think as far as a vlog topic for today. And ultra runners out there, I know I talk a lot about road marathon racing, Mountain racing more so, which, Pikes Peak technically is not an ultra race, the Pikes Peak Marathon, because it's not past the marathon distance, just so you know. But I haven't forgotten about you ultra runners out there as well. Okay, so I've got some thoughts, I've got some ideas. Here we go. GOAT, the greatest of all time. Is it broken down by victories, meaning how many championships have you won? Is it broken down by personal stats? Okay. Is it broken down by the longevity of your career plus stats? My humble opinion, I lean in the direction of championships, of wins, of flying the W, of going head-to-head, battling with your peers, your compatriots, your fellow competitors. All right, that's the direction I lean, which is why I will, for now, say like Michael Jordan. It's crazy, but Michael Jordan will always be at the top for me. Okay, I got to watch what I say, because Michael Jordan has 6 championships versus Kobe, may he rest in peace. I think, what do you have, 5? Okay, there it is on your screen. And what does LeBron have, 3 or 4? Like some people say, like LeBron, maybe he has 4 or 5. Yeah, say that he's like the great, no way. Like LeBron has so far to go before he would ever even approach Michael Jordan. That's a topic for another. As you can see, I get passionate about these sports things. So, in the ultra running world, victories, course records, consistency, longevity of the career, it's hard. Not to mention mixing in the different courses, the timed events, the vertical gain, the mountain racing, the road racing, the track racing, which is becoming more and more popular, I've noticed. Who can run the farthest in 24 hours? That's another one. We recently saw, Jim Walmsley try to go after the 100-kilometer road world record. So 100 kilometers, not on the track, but on the roads, the world record. Fascinating stuff, okay? So ultra running, I realize what I'm wading into here by giving my opinions is sticky. It can be, I'm opening a can and I'm not afraid to do so. And guess what? The stories are still being written. I'm not bringing this up to create more rivalries. I'm not bringing this up to put anybody like in second or third or fourth place. I'm bringing this up because, frankly, it inspires me in this sense. Here we go. François of France, who he's a winemaker now. He was a physiotherapist, but he's my age. We were born in, I think I'm 6 months older, and he was born in 1985. I should have worn my 1985 shirt. Shout out to François, who I hope to interview sooner rather than later. And yes, I was able to interview Kilian, who is, right at the top of the mountain there, on the Mount Rushmore for me, about 3 or 4 months ago, upper right-hand corner in case you missed that interview. So here is the deal. Some names, I've got them written down because there's a lot of names, and I'm just going to run through some basic stats. You ultra running, I'll just say geeks out there who love ultra running, I know this topic. I know you're going to know, frankly, more of these names than I even do. I do my best to keep up on it, but it's just a lot. There's so many, again, different genres in the ultra running world. Okay, here we go. François. So this is my men's list. Ladies, next week, men's list. François, Kilian, Jim Walmsley, Zach Bitter. You notice I didn't say their last names. François Dehaene, Kilian Jornet, Jim Walmsley, Zach Bitter. Okay? This new name, Sonia Sorokin, Karl Metzler. So this is more a little historical. Yiannis Kouros of Greece, Neo Kazami of Japan. Some other names, I'll just put these more in the honorable mentions. And again, I'm probably missing some big names here, but I'm going to do my best here. Tim Tollefson, Xavier Thevenard, Pau Capel, Zach Miller, Damian Hall, Jeff Browning, Anton Kripicka, Timothy Olsen, Sage Candidate, Tom Evans, Jason Slarb. The list goes on and on. I have to stop there because the list goes on and on and on. So when I talk about the GOAT, when I talk about the Mount Rushmore of men's ultra running, again, it's very challenging. Is it who has the most world records? Which, based on the research I've done, and I'll keep digging in, but Yiannis Kouros of Greece was more of the road and track world record holders, okay? So he has a lot of world records for like how fast can you run 1,000 miles on the roads. Anyway, Yiannis of Greece here, and I'm realizing right now, sorry about the noise. My neighbor is mowing their yard and it's getting loud. Sorry about that. So Yiannis of Greece, Karl Metzler, I believe has the most 100-mile victories ever. Okay, Karl Metzler, the speed goat, and Jim Walmsley. Okay, three-time champion for Western States, missed the 100-kilometer world record on the roads by 12 seconds, just like 3 or 4 months ago. And yes, the current 100-kilometer world record holder is Nao Kazami of Japan, who Jim was trying to go after, missed it by 12 seconds. I could go on there. So here's the deal. I'm not afraid to wait here. For me, at this point now, I probably lean in the direction of looking at ultra running more in the trail and mountain scene versus road and track. I'm biased like that. You know, I love running in the mountains. So Zach Bitter, you know, an American who has done incredible things on the track and the roads. Okay, here's some of his stats. All right, soak it in there. And this is where it gets a little dicey, trying to figure out, okay, who is that GOAT? Who has that the best stats? Who has the most victories? But I'm just going to say the 2017 UTMB was a big deal. Okay, that's when François went up against Kilian and many of these other names that I just mentioned. Tim Tollefson in that race took third. Okay, and yes, François won by about 15 minutes. All right, there's their times. The 2017 UTMB, all right, over in Chamonix. And then, what was it? What's today? 3 days ago, 4. François shows up in Colorado at the Hard Rock 100 and I mean, when I saw his time, I almost didn't believe it. So here's his time on your screen. I think we're looking at like 21 hours and 45 minutes of running through the Rocky Mountains. I wish I could have been there filming it for all of you. And then I believe Kilian's fastest time on that same course. Now here's the deal. On that Hard Rock 100 course, some years they run clockwise and some years they run counterclockwise. Doesn't matter for François. He set the course record for all the directions. Okay, 21:45, beating, I will confirm, but I believe Kilian's fastest time on that course, either direction, 23 hours and 28 minutes. Hour 45, roughly. So that is a big, big deal. Now, I will be very frank, like Kilian has more victories overall at UTMB. Here's the difference in victories, okay, at so UTMB is kind of the Super Bowl of ultra running, you know, for those that are unfamiliar with the event. And so as far as number of victories, I'd give the hand to Kilian. As far as head-to-head battles, and now we're talking about course records, so it's going to be very, very, very fascinating to follow these two athletes as they go through their ultra running careers. Okay, here we go. Question of the day and then comment of the day. Who is on your Mount Rushmore for men's ultra running? So your top 4, or who is the GOAT? Go there. Don't be afraid to go there. Come on, we're all DGR strong down in the comments. Who is the GOAT for men's ultra running? Down in the comments, or your Mount Rushmore, whatever direction. And I realize if you're not in the ultra running world, this might be hard to answer, but this is what we're just riffing here. And again, for me, it's inspiration. That's why I like talking about this topic, is that it's inspiration as a 36-year-old, that François, a 36-year-old, Kilian, a 33 or 34-year-old, I mean, they're in my age group, and it just gets me excited to keep working hard, keep turning that doorknob, not giving up. Comment of the day goes to the Wind Finder, who made this comment in the live stream when I interviewed Kilian, okay, 3 or 4 months ago, and I couldn't agree more. Windfinder, I don't know who you are, but I couldn't agree more. Said, please don't put Seth in the same league as Kilian. Kilian has back-to-back wins in all the major competitions all over the world for many, many years. Windfinder, I couldn't agree more. I am nowhere near François or Kilian or even Sage or Anton or like maybe someday I will venture more so into the ultra world. Right now I'm enjoying the road marathons. I'm enjoying the shorter mountain races. But it's inspiring. That's why I like to talk about this. Again, I'm just going to say both are in my Mount Rushmore. François, if I had to say right now, I mean, would I go Yiannis, Kilian, François, Jim? Whoo! It's like, it gets very, very difficult. Very difficult. Very, very, and that's why it's fun just to talk about sports and athletics and competition and the human competition as the Olympics are kicking off soon. So I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I know that was more of a riffing vlog. I don't usually do that, but it's a fun topic, and we will toss it to Kilian's interview from 3 or 4 months ago, and I hope to interview François in Chamonix in about a month. We shall see if I can get over there. We shall see, everybody. All right, right here, Kilian's interview. All right, François, I'm coming for you. Right there, right there, right there. All right, everyone, seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.